And welcome back to World of Warships with your host, X-Brad TC. Today we have Lieutenant Nelson in the Tier 9 Soviet destroyer, the Udaloi. And here we go. Match starts. It is a Tier 10 match. And there are 3 destroyers on each team. I gotta say, I don't play the Russian destroyers. I don't think I have a single Russian destroyer anywhere. I started working the German destroyer line, gave up. I'd never even bothered working the Russian. I think I have a Dursky somewhere, something. But I don't generally work the Russian destroyers. Russian destroyers in the low tiers, at least, are very much gunboats. They have a lot of torpedoes, but they're crap. I mean, like through Tier 5, I think you get a 4-kilometer range. But the Udaloi has, I want to say he's got 8-kilometer range torpedoes. His detection range is somewhere around 7.3. You'll notice they are blisteringly fast. He's cooking along at 45 knots here, which gets him into the cap point well ahead of his opposition. And there's the opposition, which is a Russian destroyer, the Kiev. Tubes aren't loaded yet. We're detected. It's a gunboat. Use the guns. Pop the smoke. Slam on the brakes. Well, I guess. It's not really slamming on the brakes. Still waiting for the torpedoes to initially load. Enemy Kiev decides he doesn't want to get into a knife fight with the Udaloi. Smoke screens deployed. Get back into the cap. The enemy, the Kiev's over on the backside there. He's actually in the cap point, so Lieutenant Nelson had to get back into the cap to keep them from securing the cap. And now he wants to set up a follow-up attack. But the Kiev is not going to run right out into his torpedoes blindly at first. Now, torps out, guns out, solid hits. He's detected because of the new smoke mechanics. You have a certain range at which you are visible when you are firing. Enemy Kiev was smart enough to slam on the brakes and not stumble into the torpedoes. He's trying to back down. But Lieutenant Nelson's gunnery is better than the Kiev's. Lieutenant Nelson decides, screw this, I'm not going to die for the cap. He's getting shot at by not just the Kiev, but by a Bismarck and the Bismarck secondary batteries. Kiev's very low health. Lieutenant Nelson has saved most of his health. Snuck a torpedo into the Bismarck and kills the Kiev. That was an exciting couple of moments. Still targeted by the Bismarck and at least one other ship. I can't quite tell what that is back there. Is it a Tashkent? Time to run away. Tried to grab A, not going to work. No sense dying for it. Get undetected and start your stalk.
Torpedoes to port.
Enemy torpedoes coming in. Well clear. We've lost half our health, but we have secured a kill. We've done 24,000 damage already. Back into the cap. See if we can't grab the cap since we're undetected. Soviet destroyers have notoriously long surface detection ranges, whereas the Udaloi has a 7.3 detection range. I can get my Fletcher down to about 5.5 kilometers. However, he's the only one in the cap, so he very quickly grabs A. And it's early days in the match. Funny thing about high-tier matches is they tend to go a little while before you lose somebody. And then there's a cascade effect. This isn't going to be one of those matches. This one is actually going to run the full 20 minutes. No, I'm not going to make you watch and wait through the whole thing. still. Stalking. The enemy appears to be clustered. The enemy has B, but appears to be clustered around A and C. On the north side of A and right deep down inside C. Maintaining stealth, doing spotting work. Okay, we're detected. Torpedoes out. Turn away, run. Pop the smoke again. Took hit. Got to repair the engines. So the torpedoes are out.
Problem solved, sir.
Udaloi has one centerline set of tubes and two wing sets.
Smoke screen set.
Another set of torpedoes out, maneuver away from the enemy torpedoes. And even though that battleship, the Tirpitz, saw him and was shooting at him, never changed course and took 5 torpedo hits. Devastating strike. Went from 24,000 damage to 73,000 damage. Absolutely nuked that guy. Battleship captains, feel free to use the WASD hack. Two kills, that's 6 torpedo hits, devastating strike. He's defended the base, he's set 2 fires, he's got 31 gun hits. Already he's had a very good game. And he's still at half health. Early days, we're down a battleship, they're down a battleship and a destroyer. Unfortunately, the enemy has capped B and C. So they are gaining points on us. And, oops, got detected. Don't want to do that. Where's the enemy? Where's the enemy? Who's got me? Somebody's targeting him, but I'm not seeing the shots coming in. There they are. Looks like an enemy gearing shooting at him. Run away, run away. And that is a spread of torpedoes, not with the intention of actually killing anything, but just to deter enemy movement there. An area denial weapon, if you will. Still, gotta get another cap point, so we're gonna work our way back towards B. Not recklessly, we're not just gonna go charging in. Lieutenant Nelson is... oh, what do we have up here? There's some tasty targets. Enemy torpedoes coming in, not a factor. Friendly torpedoes from the other friendly destroyer following up on his. And I do believe, yes, Lieutenant Nelson is actually stalking someone. And notice how he's going to use the enemy smokescreen. I believe that's the enemy smokescreen. Yeah, I believe that's the gearing smokescreen. He's going to use that to mask his approach. He's using the island. He's using the island to mask his approach. There we go. Torps out. One set. Oh, detected by air. Maybe probably ought to shut off the anti-aircraft guns, but he's got a nice spread of torpedoes out. The Montana is well within range. It's coming right around the island, maneuvering inside the smoke, but it's not going to matter. He got lucky. He got a detonation on that. But still, taking out a nearly full health Montana with a single spread of torpedoes. Went from 73,000 to 169,000 damage. And you know what? Since we're sitting here in the smoke, why might as well shoot. Enemy North Carolina is not going anywhere. Just farm a little damage on him. And the North Carolina is not particularly concerned. I mean, you can put up with a good deal of destroyer gunfire before it becomes an issue in a Tier 8 battleship. And unfortunately, for Lieutenant Nelson. He's not getting any fires going. That's what you really want when you're a destroyer shooting at a battleship. You really want to start fires. You want to hit in the superstructure, knock out secondary batteries, anti-aircraft guns. You want to start fires. That's where you're going to get damage. Unfortunately, he's not getting that. He's just pecking away. He's being annoying. He's being a distraction, by the way. As a battleship driver, it's incredibly distracting to have a second or third ship poking around at you. Smoke screen is dying out, so it's time to come out. And look at that, picked up high caliber. And in the meantime, more importantly, he captured the B point. Detected by air again, and only briefly for a second. The North Carolina is backing down for whatever reason, rather than maneuvering. So Lieutenant Nelson's trying to close into inside torpedo range. A little bit of a buffer there. Alright. One set of torpedoes out. It's an unfavorable angle, briefly detected, but he's going to work his way around the island. Island is screening him from the North Carolina. And you'll notice his team is down by, what, one ship? So he is going to come around the island, try and get a little bit better angle. Unfortunately, North Carolina is maneuvered to keep his bow on to the Udaloi. Still, take the shot. North Carolina is coming towards him now. He's moving forward. Takes one in the bows. Pop the smoke. Unfortunately, the North Carolina is charging straight in. Third spread of torpedoes out at the NOCAR. Again, it's... Oh, got another one into him. That's 9 torpedo hits. Fortunately, he's come outside of the smoke screen. And North Carolina, having maneuvered, is able to get his secondary batteries on him.
Engine boost deactivated.
And wait for it. 17 seconds until we get a set of torpedo tubes back up, taking major damage. Guns out. And with the new firing mechanics at this range and the smoke screen, doesn't matter, he's still visible. Still, we get a fire going, and he's got to have used his damage control ability to stop flooding from one of those torpedoes. So he's going to be burning for a while. Down to 37 health points. Can we get another torpedo out? It's going to be 14 seconds for the next reload. No, unfortunately. Unfortunately, Lieutenant Nelson is down. However, his team would go on to win this one on points. They would take it down to the very last second, and it was a squeaker. Still, a Tier 9 destroyer does 210,000 damage, 110 gun hits, 10 torpedo hits, 3 in-caps, 3 kills, 3 fires, 7 floodings, 4 defend the base, 1 capture, 1 assist in capture, 2 devastating strikes on hapless battleships, and first blood and high caliber. Not surprisingly, number 1 on the team with 2,500 base experience points and a passel of medals. Well done, Lieutenant Nelson. Well done. Top of the team by a wide margin. 96,300 on the Montana. That's complete, full, basic health. There wasn't a scratch on the paint before he got him. 48,000 on the Tirpitz. 17,000 on the Kiev, which is pretty much full health. 41,000 on the North Carolina that polished him off. So he did a fine job there for 360,000 credits, 11,436 XP. What a wonderful job, Lieutenant Nelson. Guys, we will catch you later.